Welcome to College Football Dropouts. I'm Aaron,
I'm Christian.
and today we'll be talking about Kalen DeBoer. He's been at Alabama for 2 years now, entering year three. And, some people think he's kind of fallen short of the expectation there.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people think he's a good coach. They don't really know if Alabama should continue to trust him to handle their program.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think the guy's a good coach. Do I think he's the right fit at Alabama? No.
why not?
I just don't think he's got the I don't know what I'm looking for here. He's just not the guy. He doesn't fit the culture, so to speak. I mean, he's a winner.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but he's a inconsistent winner in my opinion.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think he's won everywhere he's been.
I mean, yeah, he's won everywhere he's been. I'm not saying that. But like, I don't know. Like, when I say he's not a consistent winner, I mean, you can't look good against Georgia. You can't look like the best team in the country against Georgia and then go and play Oklahoma and score 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, he is a bit inconsistent sometimes.
I mean, his offense has been inconsistent so far.
It has moments. Like, some games it'll look great. Like when he played Georgia the first time
Mhm.
and the second time, I mean, that's really all you can ask for playing a defense like that. But then there's games where he lost to Oklahoma and only scored 3 points.
Mhm.
And then there's games when he played Indiana in the second round of the playoffs last year and they get blown out 38-3. And it's like more than just the only scoring 3 points. It's like when you're early in the game, deep in your own territory, and it's 4th and 1, you burn one timeout after lining up like you're going to go for it, line back up again, call another timeout, and then you go back out there and run a wildcat play.
Yeah.
When you're a team that cannot run the ball that well against a good defense in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, they averaged 3 yards a carry last year.
Yeah.
That's not Alabama standard. Hell, that's not SEC standard.
Yeah. But it's a thing to where it's not the standard at Alabama, but it's also like, his system is just so different from what Saban likes.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people are like hung up on what Saban ran because it worked so well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that Bama fans typically like that ground and pound, just run the ball, have a good defense. Then they got kind of a little more bougie in the passing game, deeper into Saban's tenure. They had some Heisman winning quarterbacks, a Heisman winning receiver.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like even when they had those explosive pass games, it was set up by the run. Like the run was still prevalent in their offense. And now it's like Kalen DeBoer wants that explosive pass game, but he can't run the ball conventionally, at least not at Alabama.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, would you say what would you say his offense is? Would you say it's like a West Coast type offense? Like pass
Depending on
heavy?
who he's playing is what I'd call it. Some weeks it's just garbage.
Yeah.
But then some weeks it's like, okay, this is pretty good. This is like top end.
And that's the inconsistency I'm talking about. The Saban era, and like you said, I mean, people are hung up on the Saban era, even non-Alabama fans. I'm hung up on the Saban era. In the Saban era, they were consistent on both sides of the ball every week, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Growing up, watching Alabama, they would lose maximum of what? 2-3 games a year?
If even.
Exactly. And it's because of that consistency thing. So when you watch Alabama now, and again, they look great against Georgia, look great against Arkansas, look great against Auburn, and then they play someone else the following week and look like garbage. That's not going to cut it. And at some point, I feel Alabama fans and the higher ups in Tuscaloosa are going to get tired of it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're pouring that much money into a program that you've poured probably less money into in the past and got better results.
Yeah. And I mean, the roster is too good to have all that inconsistency.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Coleman Williams had like the craziest drop off I think I've ever seen watching a player. You know, he was fantastic his freshman year. And then last year, hell, the only thing he could catch was a money sack. So
Yeah, he's had an odd career so far. Like the talent he possesses is tremendous, but then it's like it's inconsistency. It's like, he'll make an insane catch. Defenders draped all over him, the ball's a little out of reach, he still comes down with it. But then he's wide open on a go route, ball's right in the breadbasket, and it just falls right through.
I'll tell you what it is. Dude's thinking about making a damn TikTok about that catch. That's the issue. No, but really, that offense last year was way too talented to be as inconsistent as it was. I mean, you had Ryan Coleman Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Ty Simpson. I've heard Alabama fans complain about Jam Miller, but I wouldn't complain if Jam Miller was on my team.
Yeah, I think he was just underutilized a bit.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guy's build.
Yeah. Freak
build, freak athlete. You know, he was I think it was the scheme. The scheme failed Jam Miller the most. I mean, there's no reason a guy that size, that talented,
shouldn't be producing.
Yeah, that athletic should be averaging 3 yards or less.
Yeah.
A carry. I mean, that just shouldn't happen. I mean, let's think about the great Alabama running backs.
That's a long list.
A very long list. Mark Ingram, T.J. Yeldon,
Derrick
Henry, Bo Scarborough,
Damian Harris.
Yeah, look at their builds. For the most part, all of them are damn near like Jam Miller, big, huge, stocky running backs, and they ran the country.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse, in my opinion, for a guy like Jam Miller to average 3 yards carry. I don't think it's him.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would think it's something with the scheme.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes into the coaching thing. I mean, if I was Kalen DeBoer, I would look at that specimen of a man and say, why is he only averaging 3 yards a carry?
Yeah.
What can I do different for him? Because, I mean, a one-dimensional offense isn't going to work almost anywhere in the country. It's really not going to work in the SEC.
Yeah, absolutely. Or against Big Ten teams like they met in Indiana. It's a thing of where it's like you can get more exotic with how you call your runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like different blocking schemes or like mix up what side or the middle you're running to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you've been practicing this system for so long, and for Kalen DeBoer, like finding success with this system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's made the playoffs twice, made a national championship. It's hard to leave that identity, and like you just can't implement a new like fingerprint into your DNA overnight.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they've done over this offseason to remedy that, because I don't think it's a talent issue.
No.
Like maybe you could bring in, like the five best offensive linemen to ever do it. But it's like if the scheme is so simple that anyone can figure it out, like it's not going to be consistently successful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
But even I know that it is unacceptable in Tuscaloosa for your offense to be 50th in the country.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. I mean, you can't have that, especially with the talent you have. This isn't a situation where he's taken over after a guy like, hate to say his name again, but Brian Harsin, who thought that he didn't have to recruit at Auburn, thought that, Auburn would just recruit itself. And, he didn't take over a situation like Hugh Freeze, where Hugh Freeze is like, man, like all of these 4-star plus players have either left because of Harsin, or there's just guys not coming here because he didn't recruit them. That's not what he had to deal with. I mean, he came in to probably one of the best rosters a coach could come into year one.
He definitely inherited, like the keys to the mansion.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Again, they probably weren't his type of fit, personnel wise. I understand that. But shit, you can make something shake.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he has so far, I mean, like Milroe's definitely not his kind of quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he still went 9-3 in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, his first year, his offense wasn't terrible. I think he had like the 22nd best offense in the country his first year. But I mean, that's a big drop off from year one and year two. So in year three, I think he's got to make some big improvements on the offensive side. And with that, I think he'll start to win these games that he should win.
Well, going into improvements, like this season, I think whoever wins the quarterback battle at Alabama between Keelan Russell and Austin Mack, I think both guys are tremendous talents. I think
Okay.
Keelan Russell will end up being the starter. I don't know if he'll be the starter week one, but I think he'll end up getting the job eventually. But I mean, I think he's really going to open up what they can do. Like his dual threat ability is very awe-inspiring. I mean, that kid's talented.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You said that Jalen Milroe wasn't DeBoer's type of quarterback.
Yes.
Right? What is the major difference between Milroe and Russell?
I think Russell's a better passer.
You think he's got better arm talent than Milroe?
Yes. Now, what will be kind of scary is with Keelan Russell being a dual threat, there is a higher potential he gets banged up, maybe gets a shoulder injury or something. Not wishing that on him, but
because if I remember correctly, he's a smaller dude. Back to that. So what makes you think he's a better arm talent than Jalen Milroe? Because we haven't seen a whole lot of them.
We haven't seen a whole lot of them, and we definitely haven't seen them in like big game moments. And it is purely speculation, But I think Milroe was just a little inconsistent. Like his legs were definitely his best weapon to me. But like he wasn't a bad passer. But I still think that Keelan Russell will have like better ball placement just off the small sample size I've seen.
Okay. Now, we'll say Jalen Milroe really got banged up in DeBoer's offense.
Yeah.
So that'd be very interesting to see. My biggest thing is the expectation at Alabama is championships.
Yes. Championship or bust.
Yeah, I would say a good bit of the country would be satisfied with a 9-4 season every year. Second round playoff run.
Yeah.
But in Tuscaloosa, no. And I think it's only a matter of time before we start to see that impatience.
I see what you're saying. Like the expectations are so high because Saban won 6 in like 16 years. And then even when he wasn't winning, he was either there or very close to it.
Yeah.
I think the most games Saban lost in a season, besides year one, I think in 2010 was when he lost 3 games.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a blessing and a curse for DeBoer to inherit Alabama. Because it's like we were saying earlier, you get the keys to the mansion. You get everything. You have all these resources, all these kids that you're just like coming into. But, it's like everyone's expecting you. Well, maybe not expecting you, but wanting you to fill the shoes of the greatest to ever do it.
Okay.
And that's just impossible.
I mean, I get it, but I'm not going to feel bad for the guy.
I don't feel bad for him.
He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
And anyone knows what they're getting into following a coach like that.
I would imagine that definitely turned some of the people they offered off from wanting to go to Alabama. Is because
Yeah.
like it is a pressure cooker environment, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't live up to Saban.
I mean, no, but I don't know. I just truly believe he's not the guy. Now, do I know who the guy is? No. But to me, Kalen is not the guy. I mean, he just back to the culture thing. Nick Saban was a hard nosed culture guy. Okay, I mean, he was yelling at his players for doing the horns down at Texas after beating them. This is like the year before he retired, or maybe the year he retired. I can't
It
remember.
was one of his last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and I mean, there's that video of him running to shake Sarkisian's hand, and he's like, "Don't do that shit."
Yeah.
You know, um, just hard nosed. And Kalen DeBoer seems more of like a player's coach, in my opinion. Two completely different cultures. I mean, the guy wears the same hoodie every game day because of superstition.
I ain't gonna knock him for that. I mean, superstition's always been a thing in sports, but like I will say Alabama has shown up to more games unprepared and like kind of sleepy
Mm-hmm.
under DeBoer in 2 seasons than they did under Saban in 16.
Yeah, I mean, the teams just look more or less disciplined
Yeah.
than the Nick Saban era teams. Even, because he said that Nick Saban said that he retired because he felt like he was losing that oomph.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was he started to notice the difference in his team's behavior wise.
I think that's a big part of just the NIL area now.
I mean, you can say that, but I don't know. If you're terrified of your coach because of the things he'll do to you, it don't matter how much money you're getting paid, in my opinion. I mean, and that's the thing, these players, I feel like, feared and respected Saban.
Yeah.
And they're not getting that. They're not getting that anymore. But I mean, there's other people out there I think that can fit the culture better. Guys like Dan Lanning.
Yeah. I see that.
Now, is he going to this next guy is not going to lead the school he's at, but Kirby Smart.
Yeah, he would fit the culture. I mean, he was there.
Yeah, but like those guys that are just going to get into your ass.
You're talking about like a smash mouth
kind
of guy.
Yeah, a guy that if you mess up, he's not going to come over there and pat you on the head and say, "Hey, you're good. Chill out." He's going to get into your ass.
The only player you should be like patting on the head like it's okay, you'll get him next time would be your kicker.
Shit, Nick Saban didn't do that.
Well, Nick Saban never had a good kicker until his last one.
Yeah, but still, he never did that. I mean, everyone on the team's got to get treated the same. I don't give a shit if you're the star quarterback, the punter, or the damn long snapper. Everyone should get treated the same. But I don't know.
Well, to me, it's just a thing of like, when Alabama was under Saban, it didn't matter who they were playing, and it didn't matter how hard the opponent came out and punched them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama was always right back in it.
Yeah.
Like they didn't just give up, start pouting, being like, well, damn. They really just busted that run. Or like we really just got that bad call to go against us. Guess we're just gonna lose.
Yeah.
But it's like, when Alabama played Florida State last year, Bama puts their opening drives like perfect. Couldn't script it any better. And I remember watching it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And then Florida State comes back next drive, and that's the same thing. It's like perfect. Couldn't script any better. And then it's like the fight just slowly dwindled out of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably went into that game thinking that they were going to just beat the dog shit out of them.
Yeah, this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
And then that first drive, you're like, yeah, this is going to be easy.
Yeah, I think they looked at the history of the school that they're playing for. And they're like, oh, we dominate these little out-of-conference week 1 games. This is just a given win for us.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback's like 5'10".
Yeah.
and then they got punched in the mouth. But yeah, I mean, and when you go back to the Nick Saban era, like let's look at Nick Saban when he played USF. That game at USF, I think it was
during a hurricane.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember the year it was, but
That would have been
anyway,
23.
yeah. So USF came out and they're like, "We're gonna play loose. We ain't got shit to lose."
Yeah.
And they came out there and they punched him in the mouth.
Yeah, it was looking like they were going to sneak one.
Yeah, and my favorite play from that game, it was like the first or second quarter, and that running back took that motherfucker up the gut, and that Alabama safety came down thinking he had an easy one, and boy, did he that running back lit his ass up. I mean, even the announcer was like, "Woo!" But that Nick Saban team got punched in the mouth, and they responded.
Still found a way to win. It was ugly, but they found a way to win.
It was ugly, but they found a way to win. I think a Kalen DeBoer team would have got punched in the mouth like that, and they would have tucked their tails, personally.
Sometimes. It's like, sometimes Kalen DeBoer's squads show resilience, and sometimes they don't. It's like they've delivered in the clutch before. When it comes to the clutch, they usually deliver, but it's like there have been a few times where they get punched early like that, and then they just get blown out. Like Georgia in the SEC championship last year, I think is a great example.
Yeah. And I don't think he's going to get like fired this year if he doesn't produce or anything like that. But I think at the rate he's going, if he maintains this mediocrity, 3 more years max.
Mediocrity is a bold word considering what he's done.
Mediocrity to the standards in Tuscaloosa. Because hell, you take what he's done at Alabama to fucking Mississippi State, Auburn. Oh, we'd be dang hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm just looking at all this compared to the standard at Alabama. Now, is he the guy that can change the standard? Doubt it. But that's just where I'm getting at.
I think if you're talking about DeBoer, it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, the culture there is so, like, win now. But it's like, I feel like with DeBoer, you have to separate him from the past. Because, like we were saying, no one will be Saban. There will never be another coach, probably in the rest of time, that has to inherit these expectations. Like, this is a very unique situation to me.
I don't know. I think Alabama thought they got themselves a winner. They did get themselves a winner, but I think they thought they got themselves a winner in the same aspect, so to speak. Like, he's going to win, and he's going to win now.
If anyone thought that Alabama could have hired anybody, and if any person legitimately thought that that person could replicate what Nick Saban did, then they're just delusional.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that they were like, "Oh, this is."
Well, I know what you're saying, but it's like you have to be real. Like, Saban is not. You can't replicate what he did, especially now. Like, it seems like it's harder. There's more parity now. It's like we talked about Alabama, him and DeBoer inheriting like a championship caliber roster. The whole idea of what a championship caliber roster is completely different now. Indiana just won it, and that's not what you'd consider a championship caliber roster, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, I think Curt Cignetti is just cut from a different cloth, and his players wanted to play for him.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have that fear of their coach you're talking about, but it's like Cignetti's like, we'll see what he does in the in the future, in the coming years, but as of right now, that was an anomaly. Like, winning the title with that, going perfect, undefeated with that roster should not have happened.
I mean, I reckon you can say that, but
I mean, that's part of the magic of college football, though, is like, he got all these guys that kind of got overlooked by these larger programs and, put it together, found ways to win ugly games, found ways to blow out top-tier teams, and then, get rewarded with a natty.
I think he got rewarded with an Natty because he's a culture guy. I think that's all it is. Because, I mean, who else in the country is going to take a team of 3 stars? Okay. Who was the highest rated star on their team if we were to guess?
Mendoza, he was a 5-star, I think.
I think so. He was either a high 4 or a 5-star. But everyone else around him, most of them they would play, I believe, at other schools, but they wouldn't produce the way that they did. You know what I'm saying? And I think, again, it's because they wanted to play and they wanted to win.
They were bought in.
Yeah, for Signetti. Because 90% of them came from JMU.
Yeah.
Is JMU going to go and win a dang national championship in the next 4 years? No.
I mean, they made the playoffs.
Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, but like, that's the thing, dude. If you have your team completely bought into, what you believe is the recipe to success, you'll win. I don't care who you have. I mean, Ryan Coleman Williams was the number one, or no, he reclassified. I think he ended up being the number 3 receiver behind Cam Coleman and Jeremiah Smith. Or he might have been the second. I don't know. Anyway, highly talented guy. And, I mean, he was bottom of the barrel last year. And, I mean, how many coaches would have said, okay, he's struggling really, really bad. Let's just next man up. Because that's what I believe you have to do. What if his backup was, a sleeper that would have just shown up out of nowhere? Took his spot. Could they do this shit for quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, we don't see what they see in practice.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
And then it's also like when you have a talent like Ryan Williams, it would be hard not to put him on the field.
Brother.
I know he's inconsistent, but it's like, that kid can pop off any play.
He can. But like, going back to what you said, like with practice and stuff like that, I don't care about practice. You have the guys that play like Heisman winners in practice, and then the lights get bright and they shit their pants. And then you have guys who don't do shit in practice, and then the lights get bright and they shine.
Yeah.
So practice has nothing to do with that. It's what you produce in game. Practice doesn't give you a win in the column, so to speak. Ryan Williams could have 400 receiving yards in practice, and that doesn't mean shit.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying, but still,
I don't know. That team is far too talented to be where they're at. And I think he's got to make drastic improvements in the next coming years if he plans on staying there for a while.
Well, they just extended him. Do you think he'll be there for the whole extension?
At this rate, no. I don't. They're going to start to get impatient like we've seen teams do before. Like we've seen Auburn do with Gus Malzahn. And shoot, all he did was take us to a natty in year 1.
Yep.
And, I mean, that screwed him over. I mean, if he didn't go to the national championship in 2013, who knows what's happening right now? He could still be there. Don't know. James Franklin, we just covered that with Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Brought them back to life, and they're like, you're not doing enough.
Well, I mean, people were even talking about, now this is a few years ago, like saying Ryan Day couldn't get it done at Ohio State. Now, I don't know if Ohio State ever like took it into serious consideration to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I would doubt it. They'd be real stupid. I mean, to me, he's one of the top 3 or 5 coaches in the league right now. But it is a thing to where, maybe the more impatient or irrational fans or even people in the building are like, this guy can't get it done.
Yeah, I mean,
we gotta move. And it just takes one donor with some really deep pockets to convince some of his buddies, like, well, we can afford the buyout,
Yeah.
and we can get who we want. We can get a guy we know can win it.
Alabama's not going to sit there and just go to the second round of the playoffs year in and year out and just be satisfied with that. It's not going to happen, especially when other teams start to take their spot in the hierarchy, like shit, LSU. If Lane Kiffin goes to LSU and starts popping out national championships or national championship appearances left and right, they're going to start looking like, why isn't our guy doing that?
Why didn't we bring in Lane?
Yeah, like what's the difference? We're both in the SEC. We're playing high caliber teams week in, week out. Why is LSU dominating and we're scraping by? They're not gonna put up with that shit.
Yeah. It is crazy that the scraping by for Alabama is like this high level of performance.
Yeah, but that's what he got himself into.
Yeah,
Now-
I agree with you.
Now the next guy is gonna have it fucking made.
Yeah, there will be a lot lower
Yeah.
expectations, regardless of how long DeBoer's there.
Yeah. I mean, DeBoer can be there 3 more years. And let's say he goes 9-3 this year, 11-1 the year after that, 10-2 the year after that. Expectations aren't going to be national championship right now. It's going to be one of those things that if that guy can match that in year 1, he might be set in a good spot. But again, this is an Auburn fan saying that Kalen is not the guy. Like, I mean, how many times did we watch a game and our buddies who are Alabama fans were just livid, whether it's a win or a loss?
Yeah, it's pretty often.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when it comes to is he the guy or not, I don't know. I know that's not a fun answer. It'd be a lot more entertaining to say yeah or no, but I mean, I don't think anyone truly knows if Kalen DeBoer is the guy or not to win a national title at Alabama. I think he can, but I also think there's a chance that he can't. It's just something that, we'll have to let time unfold and show us.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone came to me from the future and was like, Alabama's going to win the national title this year, you should go put all your money on it, I wouldn't be like, oh, no, there's no way.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But I also wouldn't be surprised if someone came to me in the future and they're like, hey, Kalen DeBoer has been at Alabama for 7 years. And he hasn't even competed for a national championship yet. Wouldn't be shocked.
I would be, but I don't know if it'd be because DeBoer didn't get there or if it's because Alabama didn't get there. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm so used to seeing the brand of Alabama associated with the national championship.
Yeah.
So Alabama hasn't won a title in 6 years. Their last one was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Super long time.
I couldn't imagine going that long without a national championship.
You said it'd been there 7 years, so you add another 5 on it. So 11 years without a title for Alabama just seems like forever.
Yeah.
I mean, for any other team, that's not crazy.
Because of the standard and the culture that has been laid by past coaches. And we can sit here and talk about Nick Saban and all that, but you got other coaches that have won national championships at Alabama. I mean, we're forgetting about the one that Saban took the throne from, Paul Bear Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you go to Alabama as a head football coach, you know what you're getting yourself into with the history of that school.
Yes.
You're the one who signs the contract and says, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
No one puts a gun to your head and says, sign this. No, you get yourself into that.
Here's more money than God's ever seen.
Yeah.
Come coach our football team.
Anyway, at the rate we're going again, I give DeBoer 3 years.
3
I,
years.
I think right now his seat isn't hot, but it is lukewarm. I think he's going to start to feel a little bit of pressure.
I think he was under pressure as soon as he came in.
Okay, he's going to feel more
But
pressure.
I ain't gonna say his seat's as cool as the other side of the pillow, but I don't think it's warm at all. I think it would take a disaster for Alabama to move on from him. Now,
Okay.
maybe let's say say a disaster strikes and Alabama goes 8-4 this year.
That's crazy that's disaster because I'm
Yeah.
praying for an 8-4 season. But anyway.
Yeah, 8-4, I'd do a backflip.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, just going off Alabama standards, expectations, 8-4 would be the lowest mark they've had in decades. So, then at that point, maybe people start saying like, yeah, this guy ain't gonna get it done. But it's like, again, that's like their floor.
Yeah. I mean, that roster's ridiculous year in and year out.
I mean, it's not just the roster. Like, the roster is crazy. The resources are crazy. But, like, it is the coaching staff, too. Like, I know it ain't the same brand as Saban, but it is still, like, good, winning football.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Be very interesting to see how this all plays out in the coming years. Maybe we can come back to this video 3 years from now and we've got 100,000 subscribers. And I could say, hey, you guys remember 3 years ago when I said DeBoer was going to get the boot? And Aaron disagreed. Christian's 1-0.
Yeah, for one of us, it'll age like wine, and the other, it'll age like milk.
Yeah, my look, he'll go perfect and win the national championship this year.
Go 3-peat.
Average 68 points a game. Defense gives up 0 points a game.
Yeah, I'd be pretty distraught.
Yeah, that would be my luck. Then wins the Iron Bowl 89-0.
Oh no.
That's just my luck, man. I'm telling you. I'm sitting here talking all this trash. But really, I don't think I'm talking trash. I think I'm saying that Alabama can do better than DeBoer.
I don't know.
I don't know. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Hell, I mean, we're sitting here talking about these college coaches. Let me throw this in before we go. We're not even considering the fact that they can go and get an NFL guy and bring him, and hell, he could really turn out to be the next Nick Saban, the next Bear Bryant. I mean, college football is crazy. People come from nowhere.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard Kurt Signetti's name in years.
Yeah.
And he just pops up and he's on top of the college football world. He's on the dang cover of the new college football game. Who would have thunk? So anything could shake up.
Yeah.
And again, Kalen DeBoer could go on and win 3 national championships in a row. I don't know. But this is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know if he'll reach the top of the mountain, but I think he's consistent enough to where he's at Alabama until he decides to leave. I don't think Alabama's going to can him.
Oh boy. Okay, one more thing before you go.
Uh-oh.
So you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that the Alabama Crimson Tide, who have probably one of the richest histories in all of college football, are going to be content with just, I don't want to say mediocrity again, because 10-2 is a good year for most schools. But you're going to sit here and tell me that he could go 8 years titleless. He's got a couple SEC championships in there.
Okay.
They're sprinkled in there. Okay. But at best, he's lost national championships and hasn't won one. You think they're going to sit there and put up with that shit?
It
I'm not buying
depends.
it.
It depends on how close he gets. You know, like say he gets put out first round 3 years in a row. Then maybe people start saying something.
You just gave me Hugh Freeze flashback saying so close. Close doesn't count. I
You're
mean,
like it's easy to like from the idea of say he goes 8 years. We don't know what those 8 years are going to look like. So
Yeah.
say this year he gets to the title game and loses.
okay.
Yeah, you didn't win it, but the fan base is going to be like, "Oh man, we were right here. DeBoer is proven." And then next year, just put out second round.
Okay.
It's like, okay, we regressed a little bit, but we're still consistently. That's 3 years in a row in the playoffs.
Okay.
That would be crazy to fire a coach.
Stranger things have happened.
I mean, yeah, but that would just be crazy. There's just no way if he can continuously get to the playoffs and not get put out first round all the time, which I mean he didn't last year, made it to the second round. I mean, I don't see Alabama letting him go.
We're just gonna have to agree to disagree because I think this episode could go on for days with the back and forth.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying his seat is hot. It's not hot. His seat's probably about as warm as mine sitting on this chair right now. Okay. He's sitting in a chair and someone's just got a little Bic lighter that's almost out of fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lit. That's all I'm getting at.
I don't think any rational person at Alabama or a rational Alabama fan thinks that they should get rid of Kalen DeBoer. At least not yet.
So if we were to tally up the amount of rational Alabama fans to irrational,
Mm-hmm.
which side of the pie do you think is larger, the rational or the irrational?
We'll just call it 50-50.
It's not no damn 50-50.
I mean, every fan base is, got some oddballs, some eccentric types.
All it takes is for one to be either rich or within power.
Well, I'm saying like most of the donors probably ain't gonna. Well, I was gonna say most of the donors probably won't be irrational, but they're probably more likely to be irrational.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting millions of dollars
If
in.
let's say you told Auburn you would give them $2.5 million a year to go towards NIL. They can save up for facilities, whatever they want to do for it. $2.5 million a year. And those motherfuckers are giving you 10-2, here, sprinkle in the SEC championship. Let's go to the national championship and lose. You're going to just sit there and say, my money's well spent.
I mean, in the moment, yeah.
No.
But then looking back, well, it's like that performance is more incentive to invest more.
Hell, I mean,
If you're doing 2.5 million and then you lose the national title game by a touchdown, you're gonna be like, well, maybe if I put a little more, maybe if I round it up to 3,
Jesus.
maybe if I round it up to 3, we'll claim a title.
$500,000 is getting you 2-3 stars. Is that gonna make a big difference?
Shit, with everybody else's money, it might.
Oh man. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Christian.
I'm Aaron, and let us know what you think about Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. His past 2 years, his future. Do you think his seat's warm? Do you think there's any chance of a title win for him in his contract time? And let us know what else you'd like to hear us talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you.